Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal Warner. How you're doing? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. We're back here, back in the flesh. We're back here live to give it that raw information, that raw news that you're all been searching for. It's a great day. It's a fabulous day. How have you been? What have you been up to? What is new with you? What is going on? Where are you in the world? Let me know. Drop the comments below. Lots of news, lots of goings on at Man United. Of course, there's lots of voices and there's lots of opinions everywhere. It doesn't seem like we get a break, do we? We cannot catch a break in regards to peace and quiet in the Manchester United household. We definitely couldn't run a library because at the end of the day, we always got problems at Old Trafford and we've always got noises at Old Trafford and people speaking. The fans have big opinions, of course. We all have big opinions, of course. You know what I'm saying? Nigeria, big up Nigeria, massive. Whereabouts in Nigeria you're from? Are you from Lagos? Are you from Abuja? Let me know where you're from. Agbozor, Abina, big up, big up. I was just speaking about Nigeria today. I was speaking about JJ Okocha. I was saying that JJ Okocha is one of the players I would have liked at Manchester United under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Thought it was fantastic. If he played for an elite club like Man United, it would have been absolutely incredible if he did that. You know, let me just check some of these tweets out. I'm going in through these tweets. I'm going absolutely crazy. Maurice, what's going on? Donny B, what's going on? How you doing, Danny B, what's going on, my friend? I hope you're well and everyone is doing kushti. We are well, we are breathing, and we are live and kicking in regards to Manchester United and what's going on in the hemisphere around the world in regards to Manchester United. And I mean, I've been trying my best to full catch some information in regards to who we're after, what's going on in regards to the Dunya, in regards to Manchester United. Now let me check some of these tweets. I've had a chance to take no tweets today, unfortunately. I've been trying my best to check them, but I haven't. I'll just read them through them. Of course, I have a special guest on today, Mauritius. Fan, you're from Mauritius. I thought you said Maurice, so you're from Mauritius. Beautiful, beautiful part of the world, an absolute paradise of an island, isn't it? Beautiful. Beautiful. You are a lucky guy. At the moment, I'm in Dubai, so it's not too bad. It's lovely. Weather's not as good as you think, but I'm used to the heat now. I've been living in the UAE for 2 years now, so it's not too bad. But let's get down to the nitty gritty and let's talk about Manchester United. That's why we're here, isn't it? It's to talk about Manchester United. Now, Manchester United could be finally about to land Matthijs de Ligt from Bayern Munich. Matthijs de Ligt, of course, did not go on tour with Bayern Munich, which is very, very telling. When players do not go on tour with their club, it means that they're generally leaving a club or they're injured. But de Ligt could become a Manchester United player, and in my opinion, it cannot come soon enough because the injury to Yoro, of course, is very, very worrying. And we need to have cover in that position. Not Johnny Evans. I'm not talking about a 37-year-old Johnny Evans. I'm talking about, someone who's younger, can be there for a while. He is coming to Man United. Absolutely right. He is coming to Man United. Of course, he's coming to Man United. He's going to be at United next season. I have a feeling. I just think there's too much noise around de Ligt for it not to happen. In regard, there's no smoke without fire, as they say. No smoke without fire. Let me just check these tweets out for you, and then I'll be absolutely on my way for you guys. Yeah, so it's absolutely brilliant news in regards to de Ligt not going to the tour, and that means he could open the door up for Manchester United to actually sign him. At last, signing him. I still think we need a left-sided centre-back. I still feel we need a left-back. I've been battling that cause for ages. Fan, you know it. You know what's going on. You know what's going on here. I've been battling this left-back situation, this left-sided centre-back situation for a long, long time. Now, I've got a special guest on today. You may have seen him from TikTok. He speaks a lot about Man United and he speaks a lot of sense. During the Ten Hag out, Ten Hag in battle, which it was a battle that we won in the end. The Ten Hag inners won. And basically, we're still hearing noises about Ten Hag outers. They're still moving those crumbs off the table in regards to that. And they're still moaning. And I call them the Ten Hag Ramonas because they're moaning about everything. Now it's Yoro. Now it's Yoro. Yoro is injured because of Ten Hag. Yoro is injured because it was Ten Hag's fault. He shouldn't have played him when he's injured. When the guy was not injured. Now, before I bring my guest on, I wanted to talk briefly about Joey Veerman. Joey Veerman is a midfield player who plays for PSV Eindhoven, and Manchester United have inquired about Joey Veerman should the Ugarte deal fall through. Now, of course, we are trying to negotiate a deal with PSG for Ugarte, but the Veerman deal is there waiting in the wings. But we have to be careful because Liverpool are also waiting in the wings for Veerman, and we wouldn't want our major rivals stealing ahead of us in regards to that. What's up, Alex? How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. We wouldn't want our major rivals steering ahead in regards to Veerman. But Joey Veerman, a midfield player, 25 years old, PSV Eindhoven, good player. Is he Ugarte? I'm not sure he's Ugarte. I would prefer Ugarte myself. I've got to set my heart on an Ugarte, and I feel like we deserve an Ugarte, I feel. But if it does fall through, with whatever happens in regards to Ugarte, if it does fall through, and we have to prepare for these things, it will be a Veerman type player coming in. I still think we should get Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi is obviously a very good player, can play number 8, number 6, can move forward, etc. So there you go. Kingdom, good afternoon. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well and everything is cool with you, my friend. I hope you're enjoying your day. Matt Millam, good to see you. Is bang average. There you go. And there's the opinions out there, and that's what it's about. It's about opinion at the end of the day. Another Dutchman on the radar in regards to signing players, but people obviously not rating the guy. He's wanted by Liverpool as well, so we have to be careful. But if we don't get Ugarte for me is a levels above Veerman. But if we don't get Ugarte, then it's Veerman who will be through the door, in my opinion. Now, without further ado, Larouk, Veerman plays 6 or 8. Veerman will play a number 6. He's a defensive midfielder. He can play a number 8 as well, which is good. We do need that type of player who's versatile, who can cover for Mainu. But a lot of people are not happy with that news. A lot of people don't rate Veerman. What do you think? Do you rate Veerman? I'm not too sure. Now, without further ado, let me get my guest on, of course. You may see him on TikTok, speaks a lot of sense. As I said, in regards to the Ten Hag out versus Ten Hag in Brigade and the whole media charade around that, it was absolute madness, wasn't it, in regards to that? And I'm going to bring him on. Let me just check these tweets real quickly, and then we can go on from there and we can move on to the next thing. Let's just see. Yep. We've got a few players, we've got a few people in the house right now, so let's keep smashing a like and let's keep subscribing, guys. Please keep subscribing and keep smashing a like. Let me just get this up for you. Yeah, let's keep subscribing and keep smashing a like. Mount time or go. Mount is time to go or he come back. At the end of the day, this is a big season for Mason Mount. Mason Mount is a massive season for him. We have to wait and see what happens with the Mason Mount, of course, because it is a major season for him and he has to do better. A lot of people would rather Fofana. Of course, a lot of people are speaking in high terms about Fofana. Has gone quiet a little bit in regards to that. To be honest with you, has gone a little bit quiet in regards to Fofana. Now, let me just invite my guest onto the stage, and we got a couple of guys waiting in the wings at the moment, ready to talk. I'm waiting for my main guest, which is Peter Shilton, of course. Peter Shilton is a very, very famous name. Those who know Peter Shilton know who he is. 1,000 games, isn't it? Wasn't it 1,000 games? And funny enough, I actually went to his 1,000th game. And that was brilliant. I will bring you in a minute. I'll bring the others in about 2:20. I've got another couple of guests coming on as well. Today, I've got a couple coming on to give their opinions. And don't forget, you can come on as well. Now, in regards to Chido Obu Martin, he's a young player, 16 years old. It looks like that he will be a Manchester United player. Romano has given it the here we go. So obviously, it's going to happen, isn't it? We're going to get the 16-year-old Lamine Yamal. They're calling him the new Lamine Yamal. And I said that weeks ago, right? So don't copyright my thing, right? Don't copy these things. Because I say these things and it seems like everyone's copying the way I speak and they're copying the way I say things. So listen, Lamine Yamal, the new Lamine Yamal, 16 years old, of course. Brilliant player, goal scoring machine, Danish. Could be breaking into that team very, very soon, of course. Could be breaking into that side absolutely very, very soon. And I look forward to it. I do look forward to him breaking into the side. And he's going to be a star. I guarantee you he's going to be a star. I will die on this hill if he's not a star. An absolute baller. And we have really got a coup there in regards to him. And signing a young player, which matches our philosophy, is absolutely brilliant. And of course, Manchester United are starting a new dawn in regards to not breaking dawn, but a new dawn in regards to players coming in, the youth players, the younger players, looking at the future, looking at the next Mbappe, for example, as Jim said, the next Mbappe, the next Ronaldinho, the next Zidane. Do you know what I'm saying? Is that good, or is he compared to Lamar? He is being compared to Lamar, my friend. He's being compared to Lamar. I said it. I've watched him on YouTube, and I watched him for a while now. He is the next one. He is. And I'm going to say this. And Danny, you can come back at me and go give me one backhander or fronthander, backhander around my face. If I'm wrong, at the end of the day, I believe that he's going to be one of the next ones through. Now, I'm going to bring my next guy onto the stage right now. You've seen him on TikTok. Very, very insightful person in regards to Manchester United, a proper fan, one that backed Ten Hag from the beginning, one that backed him from the beginning, from the old days when people were saying is Ten Hag in, is Ten Hag out. I'm going to add stage, and we are going to go from there, my friend. What is going on, my friend? How you doing?
How we doing, Sal?
How you doing, Pete? I just realised your name's Peter Shilton.
No. It's a C, not an S.
Oh, it's a Chilton. Mate. Yes. It's Chilton, because I was going to say that I went to Peter Shilton's 1000th game. I did. I went. It was at Leighton Orient. I went to it.
Back in the day.
Back in the old days, yeah, years ago. I'm that old, mate. Years ago, the 90s. Back in the 90s. You know what I mean? What's going on? We can't see you. I can't see you on the camera.
I've been having trouble with my camera. I don't know what is going on. I don't know whether it's just because my mobile phone or what it is, but I'm probably just down to my voice at the moment, mate. But if I can, if I can rectify it as we go along, I'll rectify it. But I'm not sure what's quite happening.
That's all right, mate. We got the soothing voice of Pete Chilton here with us today, so that's what it's about. You know what I mean? So let's talk about Manchester United anyway. Yeah. All seriousness, I'm seeing a lot of people online. Obviously, Ten Hag kept his job, which was the right decision. We agree with that. It was completely the right decision. I'm seeing a lot of people online still criticizing Ten Hag now, because obviously they are proven wrong last season, and he won a trophy, and a lot of them celebrated before he got sacked, of course. And some of them now are crawling out the woodwork whenever there's an injury, whenever we lose a friendly game. What do you think of these people, these so-called fans who are just intent on and trying to prove people wrong, supporting their ego rather than the football club, if you know what I mean?
This is the modern day we live in, Sal, because we got fans out there now, or so-called fans, just at every single slip-up, every single fake news they read, they're on Ten Hag's case. They want him out, they want him gone. And really, they don't even understand Manchester United as a club. So
no.
I think it's the modern day fan. They don't understand our club, and I reiterate it all the time. If you go back and really understand the roots of Manchester United, you can't keep on going through sacking manager after manager after manager. You're not going to build nothing like that. So when you talk about getting rid of Ten Hag for finishing 8th and all these other reasons that come out with, it just drives me insane. Because let me just say this: if Ten Hag has taken us to 3 cup finals in 2 years, won 2 of them under the appalling conditions that he's operating under, what's Ten Hag going to do when everything falls right? Like when he gets the foundations correct? Watch what happens then. Because you ain't going to get that success by keep sacking managers. That's what we're up against. And all these so-called fans, all these people that really want him out. I mean, the other day, we lost a pre-season friendly. And they can't wait. They can't wait. And if you're a real fan, you'll have patience. You'll give it time. Because it's going to take time. Because it's been an absolute mess for so long now that it's not an overnight fix.
It isn't, and we know that. Exactly. We know that as well from the days of Sir Alex when he first started. And we should have learned the art of patience back then. It's important to be patient, and I feel like people are not looking at the circumstances that were dealt last season. They're too interested in their own ego than actually understanding the situation, what happened last season, and the injuries and the media agenda against him as well, and the off-field shenanigans, what was happening with Rashford, with Sancho, with Greenwood, with Anthony, with Maguire. In fact, he deserves a statue for what he's done last season. It should be the other way around. People should be celebrating him for what he did last season. I mean, to win the FA Cup and absolutely school Pep Guardiola with half a team really fit, a half fit team, and do that in the FA Cup final. It deserves the applause, and I'm so glad that Jim Ratcliffe backed him in the end. I know there was a lot of talk about other managers, but I feel like if we did get another manager, it would have been we would have went back a couple of years again, and it would have been, that's it. Here we go again. We start again, But I see a winner in this manager, and I said it. I said I'm going to die on this hill in regards to Ten Hag. I believe he's the only one who can win us the title. I believe he is. I think he's the only one who can challenge for it. We just have to keep that patience.
So, do you also realise the week leading up to the FA Cup final, it was a media onslaught against Ten Hag, and he stood up to all that and still prepared his team to go out there and do what he did to City on that particular day. I mean, the conditions that he faces to work under is like no other manager at any other club. Our club is literally the media trying to abuse our club constantly for clicks, for financial reasons, whatever. But you know yourself, every summer is rife for like United. It's a complete and utter circus. Every player's linked with us. It's madness. But any slightest thing, look for Ten Hag, it just goes. They can't wait to get on him. Like the media can't wait for a second at Manchester United. They can't wait. That's what they're aiming for. They're firing questions to get him sacked. And they had him sacked before that final. They had him sacked.
And they did. He was going to get sacked, and I think they would have folded.
So what? So he showed his mettle. He showed his class. He showed everyone what he's about. Like, he can stand up in the face of adversity and still pull off results. So that in itself just shows you the right man is at the helm. So
exactly.
If these outlets can come at me with a good reason as to why he's out, I mean, one of the worst people to listen to the other day I was listening to was Gabby Agbonlahor. The rubbish that he comes out with, like he's diving at last season's stats. But when you're facing player power, players down in tools, when the club is like going through a transition of changing owners or part ownership or whatever you want to call it, like and the injury list was absolutely ridiculous. Like, how on earth can you want to sack a manager when he's had to face all of that and still brought a trophy home? Please tell me, because if anyone can give me one good reason as to why Erik ten Hag should be out of a job, I'm still waiting to hear it. Because you can't go on sacking managers under those situations. Not for me.
Absolutely, I echo those feelings, mate. You can't be going around sacking managers, especially ones that have proven they have the capabilities to win under adversity as well, and to win like he did. Many managers in world football would have folded, including good old Gareth Southgate would have folded as he did in the European Championships, as we saw. And if that was Ten Hag managing against Spain, he probably would have won the game at the end of the day. So I feel like a lot of these people, some of them were Sancho fanboys. Some of them are Pogba fanboys, whoever it is. They're just intent on being right than actually supporting their football club. And now what I'm hearing is that some of them are blaming Ten Hag for the Lenny Yoro injury, which is pathetic. Like they said, he had an injury. He had an injury before. Why did he play him? He did not have an injury before. He just signed for the bloody club, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? And he's just signed for the club. We're not going to throw him in against, with training, etc. So he played on a dodgy pitch. That was the reason he got injured. Those NFL pitches are the reason that he got injured. And at the end of the day, they're now throwing this, Ten Hag shouldn't have played Yoro in the preseason. Preseasons are for fitness and sharpness and match fitness. Yeah, and that this is the whole point of it. What you're not going to play him in pre-season because you feel like he's got a little niggle. That is what it's for. It's just like they're just bringing every single little nook and cranny into it to just go against Ten Hag, and they just want to be right. And see, I told you about him. They're calling him a ball fraud and all this stuff, and they're saying I told you about him, and you know we told you that he should be out of the job and blah blah blah. Listen, I really hope next season that he really shows a few people up and he really makes them swallow their words. And I hope those same people come on stream and apologize.
I did actually, in a previous video of mine, I called out someone that wrote a comment similar to that. And it's all about their own ego. They just want to be right. They don't care about Manchester United. They just want to be right. I told you so. But the thing is, I also said that, I think one of them said something about, oh, you'll see after 10 games. I said, 10 games? You want to judge Ten Hag under the new era on 10 games? What planet are these people on? Oh, it's ludicrous. I mean, what's the changes? The big changes are now happening at United. Like, so Jim's got certain things in. I wasn't happy at the beginning. I've got to tell you, you'll see videos of mine. At the beginning, I was seeing signs of like, okay, like this has got Glazers are still around. He's beginning to look a bit of a like the Glazers puppet to me. That's how it was all coming across to me. But since he's given Ten Hag, kept Ten Hag, got Van Nistelrooy in, changed some of the other stuff, like got certain people in upstairs, so things are moving right. So, but it's all going to take time, Sal. You need the right players through the door. You don't need superstars and egos and shirt sellers through the door. And all this whole thing is going to take time. It's going to require patience. It's probably going to take Ten Hag all of the 2 years that he's got on his contract. We're going to have to make full use of every single window for the next, at least for the next 3 or 4 windows. Like make full, efficient use of them in the correct way. Not getting ripped off by clubs like Everton want to rip us off for Branthwaite, because he's a player that's got potential. Phil Jones had all the potential in the world, but he never.
Yeah,
he
Duncan Edwards, we were comparing him to.
So it's all right saying he's worth 70, 80 million. Well, if he's reached his potential, then yeah. But you talk about players that's not reached their potential. So it's all about getting players through the door at the right money, the right attitude, and all this. What Ten Hag's got to do, it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and real fans will understand that. Even if we go out and get beat on the first day against Fulham, God forbid, but can you imagine them then, Sal? Can you imagine these idiots coming out?
My God, mate, we can predict it. You know what? You can read them like a book. They're the most predictable people you can ever. Because I predicted it way before that we even got Ten Hag keep it. We even kept Ten Hag. I said even if he does stay, those same Ten Hag outers are going to be on his case non-stop, waiting for every little piece of crumb that they can brush off the table and say, "See, I told you about Ten Hag. I told you." For goodness sake, I've been wrong about Man United in the past, right? I've said wrong things. I used to be there on the fan forum online when we didn't have online media and stuff. I used to be on the forum talking to Man United fans, criticising certain players. And I've been proven wrong. And at the end of the day, the mark of a smart human being is one that can look at things, you know, critically, objectively, whatever you want to say. It's like look at things from a point of view. Okay, he's had that many injuries, right? He's had these mitigating circumstances, these players off field who've been writing tweets and whatnot and down tooling, etc. You know, and they're not looking at that, which is the biggest problem at the moment. And I think it's a big problem within the Man United fan base, you know, and it's mainly to do with the way he treated Sancho. I saw it turn a little bit after that, after he treated Sancho with respect, because at the end of the day, if Ten Hag didn't rate Sancho, he wouldn't mention him. He wouldn't give him the time of day. But he did mention Sancho in the press conference, and he did say that his performances have been under par. What's wrong with that? There is nothing wrong with that in saying that his performances have been under par. Now, I like this new structure. I like, obviously, Ruud van Nistelrooy is a legend. Rene Hacker, of course. And obviously, Ineos have surprised me as well. I mean, I wanted a full sale, Glazers out, debt cleared. I wanted all that. at the end of the day. But we didn't get that. So the main thing we have to do is support the club and support the ownership. And that's what our duty at the moment. Now, we saw some good things in regards to Ineos at the beginning. The one worry for me was going to LA. It sort of reminded me of the old Mercer days and obviously Woodward days when they would go to LA and enjoy the elements in regards to America. But do you feel like they should have been going to LA? Do you feel like Ineos should have been concentrating more on meeting agents, getting deals over the line and sort of working towards doing the deals first rather than going out there in LA and enjoying the elements and enjoying the sunshine?
I've always said for a while now, for a good while, that the way pre-seasons are now, they're all financial based. They're like, because the Premier League clubs now become a worldwide brand, so they want to take the likes of Manchester United around the world to these places just for financial reasons. So, but in doing that, when you're flying around the world and then playing on adverse football pitches where Yoro got injured on the American football pitch, things like this, it's like, I don't think it's the best thing for the players doing so much travelling pre-season, because what rest are they really getting? Because the season's long anyway. They probably get, the majority of them's gone off to the Euros or the Copa America or whatever they've gone off to. So if they've had no real break, it's like they're constantly jet setting. So what rest have they really had by the time the Premier League begins again? So, and then the Premier League itself, it's 100 miles an hour. It's full on. There's no, in this country with cup games and it's constant. It's full on and it's intense. It's not like no steady, slow playing football. It's full throttle. So that's the only thing that's always concerned me about these pre-seasons. So much travelling. I understand why the clubs do it, but when it comes down to the players, I don't think it's the best route for the actual players moving forward. But it is what it is now, and these big clubs ain't going to change that. So it's a matter of like, that's why you see so many players like they'll only play 45 minutes, they'll come off, and they'll gradually bring them on. So you're going to have early days in the season. You probably really have. You're going to want to start your best 11, but you're going to want to like try and protect your squad also going forward slightly. And again, it's another reason why to be patient, which a lot of people don't understand. And that's where the game is, Sal. So it's not ideal, but unfortunately on that front, it's not going to change, and it is what it is, and it's about managing what it is now. I feel.
Yeah, that's absolute facts, mate. At the end of the day, one thing I would say, which is critical in regards to the way we've done things, is that Sir Alex Ferguson will look at the pitch. He will say, "Look, the pitch is not ready. The pitch is not right for my players. I'm not going to play my players on that pitch." And obviously, they can't pull out of the game, of course. But I mean, maybe a change of footwear. I don't know. It could have made a big difference. But at the end of the day, it's an NFL pitch, and it was obviously going to create injuries, and we felt it was going to create injuries, and the traveling as well. People underestimate the traveling. I mean, I've been traveling this last couple of days, and honestly, it's a small amount to the traveling that they do. And you feel your muscles stiffen up. You feel like you're stiff. You're not quite there and stuff. So when you travel, it does take a toll on the body as well. Whether you travel first class or second class. Economy class, should I say, not second class. Right, whether you charge first class or economy class, it is obviously going to take its toll on the players. But in regards to Manchester United, let's look forward in regards to the season ahead.
Yep.
Are there any positions in that squad that you feel we need to address more urgently in regards to starting the season ready?
I think, our squad already needs a transition of overhaul of players. I've always been a big believer of having the spine of your team correct. And if you get the spine right, you can fit everything else around it. So I think I'm a bit like you, Sal. I want Ugarte through the door. I think it's important to get him here. We need a solid central defending pairing. That's going to be like an actual unit where they've got a partnership going. I think we need that, and it's just that having that, like I said, having that spine. But the thing is, Sal, what it is, right? we've got players hanging around on big wages that is going to slow us up getting things sorted. So, in a way, we've got new players coming in, which is exciting. But you know full well, Sal, we've got some of the dead wood still hanging around that will impact us. I mean, we don't need Johnny Evans, but because all Johnny Evans will be good for is an old school mentality in the dressing room. I think it's good to have him for that, but for Johnny Evans, for me, that's about as far as it goes. So you need to be like starting from there and then going forward, because you find out who players really are when things ain't going great. You find out when you're in the trenches and it's hard work and it's hard going. You find out who's who. That's why the jury's out on Rashford this season. Is it when the team needs him? What's he gonna do? Is he gonna down tools again? Is he gonna sod off to Ireland and have a party while things are going rough at Old Trafford? This is the mentality I'm talking about, Sal. So going forward this season, and I think this is where Ruud van Nistelrooy come in very handy as well. Having players out there with the right mentality will be the biggest thing, because it's not always about having absolute superstars. I mean, just take a look at the England versus Spain Cup final and Euros. Individually, England are out of this world, but as a team, they wasn't there. We had Spain covered on, not going on to that topic, but Spain were a team. What's what I'm trying to say? You have the right players in that gel right, that work right. They got the right mentality. You see the difference between having superstars and having a team, and that's what we need at Old Trafford this season: the right mentality, the right players, and then that's where I see the improvement coming from. Just the right mentality alone will propel us. I think we will be Champions League this season. So I think because we will get better as the season goes on.
And where do you think of finishing? If we finish in the top four, would you be happy with that? Just finishing in the top four and a trophy, it would be a successful season.
I mean, as a United fan, nothing ever short of winning the league will ever do. But you have to be realistic, and a realistic step forward for us this season on the back of last season. It'd be brilliant to win another trophy, and it would also, if we can get. I think if we come third, I'd be over the moon, because the Premier League is so hard right now that every club's spending millions upon millions upon millions, and not that money buys you anything really, because I still say it's better getting the right players, but it's so much harder of a league now than 10 years ago, 20 years ago when we was winning titles. It's so competitive now, because even the likes of Bournemouth are spending 30 million on players now in the past transfer windows. So that gives you an idea of how much tougher it is now. But I do think if we can get, I'd like to see third, but if we qualify Champions League and win a trophy, you'd have to say that's a step forward in the right direction.
Absolutely spot on, Pete. Thank you so much for joining me today, Pete. That was absolutely a brilliant insight, a brilliant talk. We hope for the best, and obviously we're going to be chatting a lot more over the coming season, and hopefully we have a successful season. We'll be supporting the manager, we'll be supporting the team all the way, either way. But I do agree there are some mainstays in that team that need to be sold now. They need to move on, because they evidence proves it, doesn't it? Year after year after year, the same problems, the same down tooling, the same. I don't feel like turning up today. I'm just going to walk around the pitch and throw my arms up and moan a little bit, and not put in the energy, not even act like you're putting in any form of effort. I'm talking about obviously Rashford, players like that. Do you know what I mean? Mason Mount needs to do things. He needs to show himself next season. Sancho, of course, if he doesn't go, prove it. Then you're good enough. Prove it. Show us it. Don't talk. Show us how good you are. I don't want any rubbish anymore. Any excuses that I'm not playing in my right position. I'm not playing enough, etc. You either prove it or just leave at the end of the day. Because I'm fed up with these mercenaries at the football club. As you said, players on high astronomical wages, just happy to sit on that wage. It goes to show you the mentality of some of those players and the way we were run for the last 20 years under the Glazer ownership, throwing money at players. I mean, Anthony, for example, was earning 40 grand a week, end up getting over 100 grand a week. Was it 200 grand a week, I think? And it's ridiculous. Why are we doing that? We're Manchester United. If they want to play for the club, they'll play for whatever money. Obviously they're not going to play for silly money, but they'll play for any money. Just like Xerxes has, he's signed for United, 60 grand a week. which is good, and that's a good change. You know, we can't be giving any ordinary players now 120 grand a week, in my opinion. But I hope third place would be good. I hope that the Ten Hag outers won't be moaning and saying, oh, you know, we should be challenging for the league and blah, blah, blah. You know, they're going to find something, an excuse. They'll blame him for global warming if they could. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, this is the way they are. And we're going to have to obviously watch our football team, support our football team, and obviously have to deal with those people as well, which is going to be sad. And, you know, but we hope positive things happen, positive changes, transfers come through the door, and we get a thumping win against Fulham first game of the season. That will set us up for the rest of the season. So let's hope so. But third place will be good. Trophy will be good. Pete, where can we find you, mate? Tell us about yourself, where we can find you online, etc.
I'm normally on TikTok these days. I just do videos on there. Really, I flick through. I didn't really know. Never really used Twitter or X or anything. But I had a friend of mine like contact me and say, "Oh, Pete, have you seen one of your videos have gone viral?" And I was like, "Really?" And I looked on. They said, "Yeah, it's on X." And so I'll come on X and I started looking. I think the amount of people that shared it, I think it did over like 1 million views or something like this. I was like, "What? Really?" I wasn't really expecting that, and it just all went from there. But yeah, I'm based over in Kings Lynn, in West Norfolk, part of the UK.
Yeah,
just basically
beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So drive a taxi for a living, and obviously talk football with a lot of passengers, with a lot of different fans, which is quite interesting at times. But yeah, just an ordinary guy supporting United. I do go to United when I get the chance. Always try and get up there when I can, but you know, some certain lifestyles can't always get you there, Sal. So it is what it is on that front, to be fair. But we'll just always loved supporting United. I think Ron Atkinson was in charge when I first started supporting Manchester United, so that gives you an idea of how far I go back.
Wow, 40, 50 years, man. 40 years, I'll say 40 years.
I'm 47, so I think I was about 5 or 6 years old when I first started seeing United play on TV. So yeah, quite a long time, but it just, look, all I say to these outers, go away, study our club, look at our history, look at how long things took Sir Matt Busby, look how long things took Sir Alex Ferguson, give Ten Hag the same time. He's got the same work ethics, the same DNA. Ten Hag has all the qualities that we need. And if you just go away and understand all that, then you'll understand Manchester United. Because, as I said in the video before, when those players died in that Munich air disaster, that's when a certain DNA was born into our club. And if you don't understand that, then you don't understand Manchester United.
And that is a perfect way to end it, Pete. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I urge everyone to listen to him. Everyone should listen to him, and everyone should listen and study the history of our club. When I supported this club back in the late 80s, started supporting this club, I met my best friend. My best friend was from Manchester. He moved to London, and he used to show me these magazines of Man United, and I'd be like, he'd be telling me like so enthusiastically about our club, about our history. So I went off and I studied our history, and I learned about our history and who we are. The Busby Babes, of course. We are the reason there is English teams in the Champions League, because we believed in it first, right? We believed in European football first. We believed in playing in Europe and sacrificing ourselves for the sake of English football, for teams like Man City, like Arsenal, like Liverpool could thrive off it, you know, and they thrived off it because of us. I always believed that we should have a day dedicated to Manchester United and the Busby Babes in the Premier League. And that's the way I see it.
Yes, mate. We are the biggest and greatest club in the world for a reason, my friend.
There you go. Thank you, mate. You have a great day, and I'm sure we'll do this again.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Take it easy, pal. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you so much to Peter Chilton. That was an absolutely brilliant insight into Manchester United. Of course, he's a veteran of Man United. He's been supporting Man United since the mid-'80s. So I would urge every single person in the chat to have a listen to what he has to say. And I'm not talking about these people who go online, who just want to moan, who just want to be right. You just have an ego, and that's the problem with it. Now, I started supporting United in 2018, but I started watching games in 2020 season. Sniper Man, I would urge you, look at the history. I mean, buy some video. We don't have videotapes anymore, but buy some DVDs and stuff, Blu-rays, whatever it is, or look online on YouTube and look at our history. Let me just go back to some of these comments. We got a lot. Big up Kenny Fan for joining me. Big up always. Danny D, big up yourself. Hey, KD, massive respect. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're well, and hope you're enjoying the elements and the news about Man United, which is it's hotting up a little bit, this delict thing, isn't it? It's hotting up. Chow, what's going on, my friend? Chow, I hope you're well. We don't finish third after I watched the game versus us. Don't worry. We defeated Arsenal last year in a friendly twice in one game. You remember that. So don't worry about it. Don't stress too much. I'm all good, bruv. Don't worry. KD, I'm good, mate. Thank you so much. Sniper Man, thank you for joining me today. Obviously, Kenny, the same crew, the massive crew. Big up the massive. Danny, thank you so much. Big up the massive. Sniper Man, of course, Danny B, all their kingdom. You guys absolutely immense. Says Amanda, you are absolutely brilliant as well. Now, let me look at my guests. I got another guest. I don't know his name, but he goes by the name of Punjabi Muff. Is that your name? Punjabi Muff? It can't be your name, bruv. I'm going to add you to stage anyway. I'm going to have to find out, get to the nitty gritty of that name, bruv. Because at the end of the day, Punjabi Muff, it just seems a bit incriminating to me. I don't know about you, but at the end of the day, Punjabi Muff, you're online with me. Good to see you at last.
What up? Yeah, no, it's supposed to be MUFC, but I don't really care if it's.
Oh, you didn't change it. You didn't change it. Oh, right, okay. I get you now. I get you, mate. I get you.
But yeah,
well, we have muffins in England, so you like muffins. Let's say that. Yeah. So there you go. Let's just keep it at that. Definitely. So how you been, mate? How you been? You enjoying the elements, enjoying the news about Man United? Any opinions that you want to bring forward to the table in regards to Manchester United? Sorry about the delay. Of course, we've been getting people and trying to get the voices heard and stuff.
No worries at all. Yeah, it's just like 6:40 a.m. Up here in Canada, so I might be a bit slow in my thought process just yet. But yeah, I want to talk about just the fan that just came in before me. Yeah, a lot of insightful stuff because I think we're quite the opposite. He started following back when Ron was in charge, and I started following when David Moyes was in charge, when he just came in, when Sir Alex just retired. So I haven't seen any of the good old days. I haven't seen us being successful, but I had the decency to go back and look at our history, look at what the club is, look at our foundations. And one thing that was positive from me being not in a successful era is I can't be called plastic just because I'm not from Manchester and following United for the last 11 years, right? And same goes with people who are now Ten Hag out. I don't understand what is their logic behind it. They want to reason it by only mentioning one season and not mentioning his first season. It's like, what logic are you bringing into this conversation? Because if you want to look at what he's done in dire circumstances, because we've been run into the ground by the Glazers for the last 16 years. And he's done miracles with a bang average squad without getting players of the profile that he needs to play a certain kind of system.
Absolutely spot on. It's Shabazz, isn't it? Absolutely Shabazz, spot on. Basically, I feel like we've developed into a team, a fan base, who are more intent on having an opinion that will not change than actually supporting the football club and backing your football club. As you said there, quite rightly, Ten Hag's first season was brilliant. If Ten Hag had his second season in his first season and it was the other way around, everyone would be singing his praises. Oh, well, look how he's improved. Look at the team. Blah, blah, blah. Even though it's no mean feat to school Ten Hag in an FA Cup final, to school him in an FA Cup final, to outwit him, completely outwit him, and to win the game. Fairly comfortable, I felt, until the Onana mistake. It was. And I feel like you supported Man United, you said, when the David Moyes era. You know, it takes a lot to do that, by the way. It takes a lot to do that. I mean, to support Man United during that time, during that period, of course, there were a lot of people who jumped on the bandwagon during the 90s and during the early turn of the century when we were winning things. So it's a lot harder to start supporting Man United when we're not winning things, we're not on top of the league. And that's what I like about fans like yourself, of course, who've been supporting them since then. And you've gone out your way to study the history and learn about the club, because a lot of people did fall in love with the club, with the history. And that's what I like to point out in regards to that. In regards to Ineos, how you feeling about the season? How you feeling good about the season, the future aspirations of this team? How you feeling?
Like more so just Ineos, I just believe in Ten Hag a lot. Because before he came in, like, because I really went into what is he about? How does he want to play? What is his ethos? And then you realize what kind of manager you have on your hands, and you don't want to let him go. You and it's like the people who were trying to sack him, especially the media, the disgrace that is the English media. And you know, like, United are the biggest club in the world. We sell the most newspapers. We have more people interested in us than their own football clubs, which is weird. We have people pretending to be Man United fans when they are clearly not. They have no clue about our history. They don't know who the Busby Babes are. They don't know Law. They don't know Best. They don't know Charlton. They don't know anybody. And then they've just spawned out of nowhere, just pretending. And then some of them go to games, which is weird, because I know most of the match-going fans were with Ten Hag. They were never against Ten Hag. There were just a couple of people that just came out of the woodwork. Sorry, and Woodward has like such a trauma attached to the name, because anything to do with wood, my brain just goes. But I wanted to talk a little bit more about John Murta for that fact for now.
Oh God, no.
Because I know, like, we relate that regime to a lot of bad stuff that they've done, and rightfully so. But I have to give them props for one thing, because they went. Maybe this was Glazers purely out of being a greedy bunch, that they went back to the ethos of the club. What is different between Man United and any other club is we do it from in-house. We do it from our academy. Our academy is the best that has ever been. Ever since the Munich disaster, we were in the ground, but we resurrected. We are a phoenix. It's like that is Man United in an essence. And that's what they did before Brexit happened. They raided all the top academies for talents like Garnacho, talent like Harry Amas, and people like that. And then they went out and bought the best youngster developing coach in Europe. And that is just fact. Ten Hag has developed more youngsters in the last 10, 15 years than you might, than people want to give him credit for. And that's why we keep getting linked with people that are from that Ajax team. And I have no worries of them being integrated into Man United. Because when was the last time Man United beat Real Madrid 4-1 at the Bernabeu? Ten Hag did it with Ajax.
Exactly.
We beat Juventus in '99. I think it was the last time I remember we beat them away, when Kino did that.
In the triple 1999, we were 2-0 down, and then we came back to win 3-2. And Juventus, at a time when Juventus obviously had Del Piero, they had obviously Eka David, Zinedine Zidane, at a proper time that they did not lose at the time. It was the Stade degli Alpi. At the time, they didn't lose there. And for us to do that, incredible. You just obviously you're going to take me down memory lane, but sorry, go on, man.
But yeah, no. So Ten Hag did the same when Ronaldo was at Juventus. He thrashed them, and he thrashed Real Madrid at Bernabeu. When is the last time United have done that? I don't remember it. It's like, do other people? It's like what he did with that Ajax squad was nothing short of miracle. It was the first.
Yeah, and it showed his ability as well. It showed his ability as a coach, and that's what it is. And I remember them playing Real Madrid off the park at the Bernabeu, playing them absolutely a proper Real Madrid team as well off the park. But just a quick one, Ellis James, we beat Juventus in 2009. Yes, I remember Ellis James. We beat them when Mata scored the free kick. I do remember that quite well. We beat them 2-1 with the scrappy goal at the end, but that was not Juventus like we're talking about. We're talking about Juve, the old lady. Yeah. The proper Juve we're talking about. We're talking about the Juve that had Conte, that had Zidane, that had Eka Davids, that had Alessandro Del Piero, Filippo Inzaghi. That Juve is different completely. And they never lost away. Sorry, Shabazz, go for it.
Yeah, no. But it's like, and now they're trying to give credit because like it's so funny. I was like, I don't watch the hate media. I like to call them because they just don't do anything good for the club. They're just looking for some, like, especially like you said with the Euro injury. You can't blame a manager for injuries. That's the lowest level of sick a person can be when it comes to just finding agenda. It's like we had more than 60 injuries, which is a club record, which is the most amount of injuries that Ten Hag has ever had in his career, and you're trying to base it down to training methods. Are you? I don't know what kind of logic that is, brother. It's like you're telling me a person that's been in coaching and at the top level for the last 15 years doesn't know basic medical when it comes to his training methods, and all of a sudden his training methods are bad now, but they were good last season and the years before. It doesn't really. And one more thing about the new people coming in, as if to say, oh, Ruud van Nistelrooy is the successor to Ten Hag. That's why Ineos have brought him in. And Ineos are telling him to do this and that and this. You might be bossed around at your own place, but Ten Hag is not that person. He is not a person that can be just thrown around and ragged around. He is a winner. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to build squads. This is not his first job. And people are trying to pretend as if he's like he's the second most successful manager behind Pep in the last whatsoever years, whether you go back to his Ajax days or other than Carlo Ancelotti, of course, with Real Madrid. But again, I'll just like their logic doesn't seem to logic.
At the end of the day, it's an ego trip, bro. It's an ego trip, and the problem is that within our fan base we have voices. I call them talking heads and Ramonas, because obviously we kept Ten Hag and we wanted Ten Hag to remain. So I call them Ramonas, and they're going to continue moaning whenever we have an injury. Whenever something goes wrong in regards to results, we're going to lose games. That's football. We're going to lose games. And they're going to come out the woodwork even if we go 20 games unbeaten and lose one. They're going to come out the woodwork and start saying, I told you he's the wrong man for the job. I told you. Because at the end of the day, when you look at them and you look at their opinion, there's nothing special about their opinion. There's nothing that you can look at them and say, well, he knows ball. He knows what he's talking about. Like there was a comment just now in regards to us losing 7-0 to Liverpool. That was thrown at us a lot of times throughout the last thing. Now, I will take you back to Sir Alex Ferguson days, right? We lost 6-3 to Southampton. We lost 5-0 to Newcastle. We lost 6-1 to Man City. We lost 4-1 to Tottenham. You want me to keep going on? We lost 5-0 to Man City in 1991. We've lost games. We've been thumped. If people, at the end of the day, I go way back 40 years. So I can throw these things at them if they want to when Alex Ferguson was getting smashed up. And losing first games of the season against Sheffield United. And I can say that. That's football. Football, you're going to lose games. And when you're trying to transcend and you're trying to change a structure, a culture at a club, you're going to have setbacks. There's going to be defeats. And that's the fact of the matter. And we will lose next season. There's going to be defeats. At the end of the day, we're looking at the long-term project. We are not Real Madrid. Obviously, we're not Real Madrid. We cannot compare ourselves to Real Madrid. We are completely different to Real Madrid. Premier League's more competitive as well. It's a lot more harder league to win. It's not harder to win the Premier League. It's easier to win the La Liga, in my opinion, if Man United were in La Liga. But at the end of the day, it's about everything is multi-layered. Everything is different. It's not the same. We are not Real Madrid. Real Madrid are run like a beast. They're the one team that we can look at and say we want to aspire to be like that.
Exactly.
But they've been years and decades, 100 years like that. They haven't changed like that. We've changed. When Sir Alex Ferguson left the club, we were in a mess. We didn't know what to do, where to go, who to turn to. We
And we're
got David
still in
Moyes.
that. It'll
A
take
complete
time.
mess. We should have got someone like Pep then. We should have got a Klopp in then, and that's what should have happened. But we were an absolute mess. And actually, during the last years of Sir Alex Ferguson, you could see the mess happening. You can see he was covering it up well. You know, we were winning games really, really boringly. Like we were winning 1-0, 2-1, just about squeezing games. And you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, look. Ineos are in charge. Ten Hag's in charge for the foreseeable. Support the manager, support the club. Stop thinking about your ego. You know, there's people on there who have big platforms who can say positive things, who can say good things about the manager, but they won't do it. And this is what upsets me, and it's sad at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, stop picking out things to fit a narrative. That's what they're doing. They're trying to create a narrative that it's not going to work. I hope next season, and I said it already, that I will die on this hill. We will challenge next season. We will do well. We will do well next season. Hopefully, we get the players in regards to transfers. We get the left-sided centre-back, left-back, right centre-back, right-back. Ugarte comes in, De Ligt comes in, and we're happy. And that's what's the most important thing. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing a lot of... I think it's just... I actually think they need help. I do. I think they're just obsessed 100%. With Ten Hag. Obsessed. We lost to a friendly, for goodness sake. Last season... We beat Arsenal twice in one game. What happened? Friendlies don't matter. It doesn't matter about friendlies. It matters what happens
well in the first
against Fulham. That's what matters.
And also, Sal, it's kind of because we played Arsenal out of the park for the first 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, and it was offside.
And the goal was offside.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we changed our team at halftime. It takes them time to regain, to get back into the match, to get back into the rhythm. It takes about 20 minutes. And Arteta didn't change the team till the 70th minute. And they were playing so rough. I have to talk about this. Arsenal are a rough playing. They're an Atletico Madrid team that are disguised to trying to play beautiful football. They are... Like, did you see that tackle on Johnny Evans from Thomas Partey?
He broke his leg. Yeah, they took it seriously.
And that is what I'm saying. Arsenal will never win anything under Arteta because that's the guy he is. He is a manager is like the image of the team is in how the team is in the image of the manager. Like your manager kind of the ethos, all the values a manager has shows in the team and how they play. That's why you'll see us sometimes not being the dogs, if you may like it, in a game and trying to win a dirty fouls and whatnot, because that's not Ten Hag. That he is an honest manager. And on the other flip side, and you'll see Arsenal just flopping around, especially Odegaard and people like that, and just flying into tackles in a friendly game with studs up and whatnot. It's insane. It's like,
absolutely,
what kind of football manager is that? You're trying to break legs in a because that Johnny Evans tackle, it should be a double red. He should be banned from like friendly games. Like,
but that just shows you the mentality of Arsenal. They're a small club compared to us. They got this inferiority complex about them that they're a bit jealous of us. They're not successful in Europe. They never will be successful in Europe in my lifetime. Well, I hope they won't be successful in Europe because they're still talking about 2004, 98, 2002 at the end of the day. So I feel like if they did win the Champions League, it would be probably the best time to pack football in my opinion, and become a monk at the end of the day. But the thing, at the end of the day, I feel like Arsenal fans, if that was the other way around, Arteta, they'd be making a Netflix series about the thing, 100%. The tackle. They'd be going on and on. It's only a friendly. It's only a friendly. Yeah. And if people want to put that logic, if people want to talk about that logic, we won the penalty shootout. It's a friendly, but it's the rule. It's the rules. It's the rules. 1-1 in game. Goal. There you go. Shabazz, thank you so much for joining me, my friend. It's been a long time, but we'll do it again. Definitely, we'll bring you in again. Definitely, mate. Thank you so much. Where can they find you online, mate?
Just on YouTube, Punjabi MUFC.
Punjabi MUFC. That's
no,
it.
Not Punjabi Muff. but I'll just end it by saying this. The future is really bright. There are a lot of kids coming through our academy, and we have the perfect manager that can develop these players into world beaters. And he's shown it with Garnacho, Kobe, now with Toby Collier, more people coming in. Just stay patient, and we are the ones that we kind of know, like probably like just watching the trends, right? We will be right coming the long run. We were bad for like a bit, but just stay calm. Don't get too excited or too down. It's gonna be fine. I'll just like to end it with that.
Nice one, fella. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining.
you.
That was brilliant. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon, mate. Yes, that was Shabazz. Let's not say Punjabi, that other word. That was Shabazz. Thank you so much. Very, very good panel. Very, very great comments coming in. Big up Alex as usual. Big up KD again. Big up Mark, my brother. What's going on? Chow, Ryan. Big up. Big up. It's all about opinions, my friend. We're all here. Yeah, watch this space. Next season, big up the voice of reason, which is Mark. Mark is the voice of reason. He's got the old positivity that we have. We have that positivity disease, and it's going to happen next season. You watch this. We're gonna die on this hill if we do not challenge for that title. You better watch out for United next season, because we got receipts. We've got receipts. You guys who've been calling our manager a bull fraud, criticizing our manager when he's the only manager in the last 20 odd years, 30 odd years, who has actually believed in our philosophy and actually gone through with it and brought through youngsters. Next season, you'll see a couple more, and then you're going to see a new class of 92. You're going to see Ten Hag's era, and you're going to eat your words. The lot of you who are doubting Ten Hag, I guarantee you, I've got receipts for every single one of you. Now they're blaming Ten Hag for the Yoro injury. My goodness me. What are they on next? Come on. Injuries happen in football, especially on NFL pitches. That's what happens in football. It's happened in the past. It's going to happen again. That's what happens. But don't worry. We are ready for next season. We will be ready for next season. And all those people who are doubting Ten Hag, you can eat your words. Guys, it's been a brilliant show today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like. Thank you, Pete Chilton. And thank you, obviously, Shabazz as well for coming on. That has been brilliant. Don't forget, you can also come on the show. Let me know before the show, and I can send you the link, and we can get it in. Guys, thank you so much. Have a fantastic evening. And if anything breaks, of course, I will be ready to bring it live with you guys, live in the flesh. So at the end of the day, have a fantastic day. Enjoy. Peace.